Hello. Today we're going to focus on monopolies, specifically a monopoly without price discrimination. Monopolies, by definition, are one supplier who owns the entire market. As such, they don't have to be price takers. They can go beyond the price and quantity that would be set under perfect competition. To do so, they find the quantity at which marginal revenue equals marginal cost. This is the quantity or the unit at which the money you will make from producing that next unit is exactly equal to the money it will cost you to produce that next unit. Let's look at this specific example. In this case, we're given a price function, P equals 200 minus Q over 2, and a cost function, Q squared over 2 plus 100. These will be useful in figuring out our marginal revenue and marginal cost functions. Let's write down first our roadmap, which is, again, we're ending up with marginal revenue equals marginal cost. To find our revenue function, what we can do is say that revenue conceptually is equal to the price I can sell my units at times the number of units I sell, or my quantity. As such, in this case, revenue is equal to 200 minus Q squared, or our price in terms of quantity, multiplied by the quantity we sell. What this ends up looking like is 200Q minus Q squared over 2. Next, we can take this function right here, take the derivative of it to figure out our marginal revenue. Our marginal revenue in this case would be 200 minus Q, or the derivative with respect to Q of my revenue function. On the other side, we have our cost function. We will start with C equals Q squared over 2 plus 100. And all we're going to do here is take the derivative of that function with respect to Q to figure out our marginal cost. In this case, marginal cost will be Q, or the derivative with respect to Q of this cost function. Putting these together, marginal revenue, again, equals marginal cost. That will be 200 minus Q equals Q. So 200 equals 2Q, or Q equals 100. From there, I can take this Q equals 100 and plug it back into my price equation from the original question. This means P is equal to 200 minus 100 over 2. P then would be equal to 150 initially. The second part of the question asks, by how much will our price decrease if the government implements a $40 subsidy? In order to figure this out, all we're going to have to do is do the same exact process, marginal revenue equals marginal cost, but this time subtract out a subsidy. So again, we found our marginal revenue to be 200 minus Q. We found our marginal cost to be Q, and the subsidy is given to us as 40. So we can slot each of these variables and numbers in respectively. Next, we can add 40 to both sides and get 240 is equal to 2Q. So Q, in this case, is equal to 120. We have 20 more quantity than before due to the subsidy. Taking this 120, we can plug back into the same price equation and say now P is equal to 200 minus 120 over 2. So our price in this case is 140 instead. What this means is price dropped by $10. Or in this case, that would be answer choice